Have you ever thought about why so many older people wake up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep? Imagine this. You're lying in bed. The room is dark and quiet, and you're staring at the ceiling, wondering what's wrong with your body or mind. This happens to a lot of people, and it's not just because you're getting older or doing something strange. In this explanation, we're going to look at 5 big reasons why older adults often wake up around 3 a.m. and what those early wake-ups might be telling you about yourself. Each reason shows something important about your body, your health, or the life you've lived, and by the end, you might see your sleep in a whole new way. These aren't just quick guesses. They come from real facts about how your body works, how your mind thinks, and the changes that happen as you age, which many people don't even notice. We'll talk about things like hormones, sleep habits, health problems, and even feelings or daily routines that might be quietly affecting you. This isn't about making you feel bad. It's about helping you understand and respect everything you've been through. If you've ever woken up at 3 a.m. and asked yourself why, you're in the right spot. What you learn here might help you sleep better and feel more connected to yourself. Let's get started and figure this out together. Reason 1. Less melatonin as you get older. One of the biggest reasons older people wake up at 3 a.m. is that their bodies don't make as much melatonin anymore. Melatonin is a hormone that acts like a clock inside you. It tells your body when to sleep and when to wake up. When you were younger, your body probably made a lot of it every night, helping you sleep deeply for hours without waking up. But as you get older, that amount starts to drop, and it can really change how well you sleep. You might fall asleep just fine, especially if you're tired from the day. But by 2 o'clock or 3 a.m., your melatonin levels could be so low that they can't keep you asleep. Your brain starts to wake up, even if you don't want it to, and you're suddenly alert in the middle of the night. This isn't because you're doing anything wrong. It's just a normal part of aging. Things around you can make it worse, too, like a little light from outside, a glowing clock, or even a phone screen. As you age, your body gets more sensitive to these things, and they can lower your melatonin even more, making that 3 a.m. wake up harder to avoid. Take Sam, for example. He's 70 and used to sleep through the night no problem. Now, he's awake at 3 a.m. almost every day, feeling wide awake for no reason. When he found out it was about melatonin, he stopped feeling frustrated. He started making his room really dark, stopped looking at screens before bed, and added a short walk in the evening to help his body relax. These small changes let his body know it's still nighttime, and while he doesn't sleep perfectly every night, he's a lot less annoyed about it. Knowing this can change how you feel. Instead of being mad at yourself, you can try little tricks to help your sleep and feel better about your body's changes. Reason 2. Your sleep clock shifts earlier. Another reason you might wake up at 3 a.m. is that your body's sleep clock changes as you age. It's called advanced sleep phase. This means you start feeling sleepy earlier in the evening and wake up earlier in the morning, even if you'd rather stay in bed longer. Maybe you've noticed you're ready for bed by 9 p.m., or you're up before the sun without an alarm, feeling rested when it's still dark outside. This isn't just a random thing. It's how your body naturally works as you get older. When you were younger, you might have stayed up late and slept in, but now your sleep schedule moves forward. If you fall asleep at 9 p.m., your body might finish its rest by 3 a.m., thinking it's done for the night, even though it's way too early for you. This happens more if your days are quieter, like if you live alone, don't have a busy job, or spend more time relaxing. Without a lot going on, your body starts winding down sooner, and that shifts your whole sleep routine. Think about Linda, who's 66 and retired. She eats dinner at 5:30 p.m., watches some TV, and is asleep by 9 p.m. every night. By 3 a.m., she's awake, feeling like she's had enough sleep. At first, she thought she had a problem, but then she learned her sleep clock had just moved earlier. She started staying up a bit later, reading a book or calling a friend, and it helped push her wake-up time closer to sunrise. She also added a little evening walk to keep her energy up longer. Now, she doesn't wake up at 3 a.m. as often, and she feels more in control. Understanding this can take away the worry. You're not broken. Your body's just on a new schedule. With a few small changes, you can tweak your days to match it and feel better about your rest. Reason 3. Body aches or health issues. Waking up at 3 a.m. can also happen because of stuff going on with your body, like aches or health problems that show up when you're lying still. As you get older, it's more common to have things like sore joints, a full bladder, or even heartburn, and these can pull you out of sleep without you realizing why. You might not feel them when you first go to bed, but after a few hours, the discomfort builds up enough to wake you. For example, if you have arthritis, staying in one position all night might start to hurt. Or if you ate dinner late, acid reflux could kick in. Older guys especially might wake up needing to pee because the bladder doesn't hold as much as it used to, and that urge gets stronger at night. Once you get up and move, even just to the bathroom, your body switches from deep sleep to being more awake, and it's tough to settle back down. Medicines can add to this, too. Some for blood pressure or pain might make you pee more, feel warm, or get restless at night. Look at Tom, who's 73. He kept waking up at 3:30 a.m. and couldn't figure it out. After a while, he talked to his doctor and found out one of his pills was drying him out and sending him to the bathroom more. He changed when he took it, drank more water during the day, and added a comfy pillow to ease his back. Now, he sleeps longer and feels less bothered when he does wake up. These wake-ups aren't your body failing. They're signs it's still working and telling you what it needs. Paying attention can help you make smart changes, like adjusting your bedtime routine or talking to a doctor, so you can rest better and feel good about taking care of yourself. Reason 4. Daily habits changing your sleep. Your everyday habits can also be why you're waking up at 3 a.m. Little things you do without thinking can shift your sleep routine. As you get older, you might eat dinner earlier, spend more time relaxing in the evening, or not move around as much during the day. These changes tell your body to start the night sooner than it used to. If you're not busy with work, errands, or lots of activity, your brain might decide it's bedtime by 9 p.m., and then you're awake by 3 a.m. because your rest is done early. Eating dinner at 5 p.m. might make your blood sugar drop overnight, waking you up, or having coffee in the afternoon could still be in your system, keeping your sleep light. Naps during the day can mess with this, too, making it harder to stay asleep all night. Take Mary, who's 71 and retired. She started eating at 5 p.m., watching TV, and falling asleep by 9 p.m. most nights. Before she knew it, she was up at 3 a.m., wondering why she couldn't sleep longer. She figured out her routine was too quiet and early, so she added an afternoon walk, read a book in the evening instead of napping, and ate a small snack before bed. These changes pushed her sleep later, and she stopped waking up so early all the time. Your body likes a steady pattern, and when that pattern shifts, your sleep does, too. By noticing what you do each day, like when you eat or how active you are, you can make small fixes to get your rest back on track. It's not hard, just a matter of finding what works for you and sticking with it. Reason 5. Thoughts and feelings at night. Sometimes, waking up at 3 a.m. isn't about your body at all. It's about your mind and heart. As you get older, life slows down, and feelings or thoughts you didn't have time for before can pop up when everything's quiet. It might be a memory of someone you miss, a worry you've pushed aside, or just a sense that something's on your mind. This isn't the big, loud stress you might have had when you were younger. It's softer, like a quiet voice you hear in the dark. Loneliness can be part of it, too, especially if you're by yourself more now, like after kids move out or friends get busy. During the day, you might feel fine, but at night, when it's just you, those feelings can wake you up. Think of Jack, who's 78 and lost his wife a few years ago. He's busy during the day, gardening, talking to his kids, but at 3 a.m., he's awake, thinking about her or little things he didn't notice before. He started keeping a notebook by his bed to write down his thoughts when he woke up, and he plays soft music before sleep to calm his mind. It doesn't stop every wake-up, but it makes them less heavy. These moments aren't a problem to fix. They show you've lived a full life with ups and downs. Instead of getting upset, try asking yourself what's on your mind or what you need. Maybe it's a chat with a friend or just a quiet minute to feel what you feel. Doing this can bring you peace, not just better sleep, and help you appreciate who you are now. Reason 6. Stress from the day lingering. Another reason you might wake up at 3 a.m. is that stress from your day sticks around, even if you don't feel it when you go to bed. As you get older, your mind doesn't always let go of things as easily. Maybe it's a conversation that didn't sit right, a bill you're figuring out, or just the weight of little tasks piling up. During the day, you're busy or distracted, so you don't notice it much. But when you're asleep, your brain keeps working quietly in the background, sorting through it all. By 3 a.m., that stress can bubble up just enough to wake you, leaving you lying there with a busy mind. It's not always big worries. Sometimes it's small stuff that feels bigger in the dark. Take Anna, who's 69. She spends her days helping her grandkids and running errands, and she thinks she's fine when she hits the pillow. But at 3 a.m., she's awake, replaying a chat with her neighbor or thinking about tomorrow's to-do list. She started winding down with a cup of tea and a few minutes of deep breathing before bed, giving her mind a chance to settle. Now she wakes up less, and when she does, she feels calmer. Stress doesn't have to be loud to mess with your sleep. It can be sneaky. If you give yourself a little time to relax at night, you might keep those 3 a.m. wake-ups at bay and feel more rested when morning comes. Reason 7. Changes in breathing at night. Waking up at 3 a.m. could also be tied to how you breathe when you sleep, especially as you age. Some older adults deal with stuff like sleep apnea, where breathing stops and starts without you knowing it. This can make your sleep lighter, and around 3 a.m., your body might wake you up to get more air, even if you don't feel out of breath. It's not always obvious. You might not snore or gasp, but it can still pull you out of deep rest. Your body gets more sensitive to these changes over time, and things like extra weight, a stuffy nose, or even sleeping on your back can make it worse. Think about Pete, who's 72. He kept waking up at 3 a.m., feeling groggy, but not sure why. His wife noticed he'd stop breathing for a second sometimes, so he saw a doctor and found out it was mild sleep apnea. He started sleeping on his side with an extra pillow and using a humidifier to keep his nose clear. It didn't fix everything overnight, but he sleeps longer now and feels better in the morning. Breathing trouble isn't something you can always spot yourself, but it's worth checking out if you're waking up a lot. A little tweak, or a talk with a doctor, might help you stay asleep and wake up ready for the day. Reason 8. Temperature swings in your body. Your body's temperature can play a sneaky role in those 3 a.m. wake-ups, too. As you age, your internal thermostat, the way your body keeps itself warm or cool, doesn't work as smoothly. At night, your temperature naturally drops to help you sleep, but if it dips too much or climbs back up too soon, you might wake up. Maybe your room's too warm, your blankets are too heavy, or you're having night sweats from hormones or meds. By 3 a.m., when your sleep's already light, that shift can nudge you awake, leaving you too hot or too chilly to drift off again. Look at Sarah, who's 67. She started waking up at 3 a.m., feeling sweaty one night and cold the next. She didn't connect it to temperature at first, but then she noticed her heavy quilt was too much. She switched to lighter blankets, cracked a window for fresh air, and wore comfy pajamas that breathed better. Now, she sleeps through more nights without that restless feeling. Your body likes a steady, cool vibe for sleep, and aging can throw that off. Playing around with your bedding or room setup might stop those wake-ups and keep you cozy all night long. Reason 9. Missing a busy routine. Sometimes, waking up at 3 a.m. happens because your days aren't as full as they used to be, and your body doesn't know what to do with all that extra calm. When you were younger, you might have had work, kids, or a packed schedule to tire you out, keeping your sleep deep and steady. But as you age, especially if you're retired or slowing down, there's less to wear you out physically or mentally. Without that action, your body might not need as much rest, so it finishes sleeping earlier, popping you awake at 3 a.m. It's like your system saying, "I'm done already," even though the clock disagrees. Take John, who's 75. He used to run a shop, always on his feet, and slept like a log. Now he's retired, and his days are quieter, reading, watching TV, puttering around. He started waking up at 3 a.m., wide awake. He added a morning walk, a puzzle in the afternoon, and a chat with his buddy in the evening. It gave his day more spark, and his sleep stretched closer to dawn. A less busy life isn't bad. It's just different, but your body still craves some rhythm. Adding a bit of fun or movement might tire you out just enough to sleep past that early hour and feel more in sync. Reason 10. Old habits coming back. Finally, waking up at 3 a.m. might tie back to habits you had years ago that your body still remembers. Maybe you worked a night shift once, got up early for kids, or always woke up at odd hours for something else. Even if that was decades ago, your brain can hold onto those patterns, and as you age, they might creep back when your sleep gets lighter. It's like your body's stuck on an old schedule, kicking in at 3 a.m. because that's what it used to do. Stress or big life changes, like moving or losing someone, can bring these habits back. 2. Shaking up your rest. Consider Ellen, who's 68. She raised 3 kids and always woke up at 3 a.m. to feed the youngest. That was 40 years ago, but now she's waking up at the same time, even though her house is empty. She started a new bedtime routine, reading, stretching, and listening to a podcast to overwrite that old habit. It took time, but her wake-up shifted later, and she feels less tied to the past. Your body's got a long memory, and aging can dig up those old tracks. With some patience and new habits, you can teach it a fresh rhythm and get back to sleeping through the night. So there you have it. 10 reasons why waking up at 3 a.m. happens more as you age. It could be less melatonin, a shifted sleep clock, body aches, your daily habits, or thoughts that come up at night. These aren't signs something's wrong. They're proof your body and mind are still active, changing, and responding to life. Next time you're awake in the dark, think about what might be going on. You're not the only one dealing with this, and with a little understanding, you can find ways to sleep better and feel good about yourself. What hit home for you today? Maybe try a small change, like a darker room, a later bedtime, or writing down your thoughts, and see how it feels. You've got the power to make this work for you, and you're doing great just by being here. Thank you for joining us today. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. See you in the next video.